Tom Miller here with my colleague Trey. We're on the portfolio team here at Five Plan Partners, and this is one of our Investors Insights educational vlogs. Today's topic is tax loss harvesting, which we find especially important in down years. I did a vlog a couple weeks ago talking about realized gains and realized losses and unrealized gains and unrealized losses. And, I think we all have a good concept of how the tax man, affects up years and when you're, selling positions and how that affects you. But one thing that I think a lot of advisors don't focus on enough is in down years, the actual benefits that can be realized from a tax perspective for the client. And so I want Trey to kind of take it away and describe our process here with tax loss harvesting.
Yeah, thanks, Todd. So, you would think it's kind of counterintuitive in a down year. How could I owe capital gains taxes when I didn't make any money? Well, the gains may be on selling something that had a gain from previous years and you just sold it in this year. And so a lot of advisors and especially mutual funds don't pay attention to when you bought it or whether you're up or down in the current tax year. They are just trying to generate liquidity for a client. And so in mutual funds, what will happen is you may even have just purchased a mutual fund and you may be down in that holding. But other investors have owned that fund for years, and within the fund, the professional money manager may have sold a position that has a gain to meet liquidity needs throughout the year. And so even though you may have just owned it, you are on the hook for that taxable gain. And so if your advisor is not paying attention, you may pay taxes on a gain that you didn't get to experience. So that's something that we pay very close attention to. And so these mutual fund companies announce what they will be distributing as realized gains at the end of each year. And so we look at those holdings and we make a decision as a portfolio team, does it make sense to avoid that gain, get out of that holding, keep our clients out of paying taxes. And then what we do also is that we don't take you to cash. So the key is not to sell something and lose market exposure. The real benefit is to buy something that's very similar. So as you're holding, maybe you're avoiding a gain, you're not avoiding the upside because the market can turn on a dime. As we know, this year has told us a lot that the market is nothing if not unpredictable. And so you don't want to let the tax tail wag the investment dog. But you do want to avoid paying taxes when unnecessary. And so what we like to do is we look at all our clients' holdings, look at their tax situation, and make changes that keep them in the market but avoids them paying taxes. Because there's nothing worse than an unrealized gain that doesn't do anybody any good. But if you realize, or unrealized loss, but if you realize that loss, you can still participate in the market upside, but you no longer owe taxes, which is a great place to be in. And that's something we look at very closely. It's very nuanced. Each client is different. Each account is different. Sometimes it makes sense. Sometimes it doesn't. But it is a very beneficial value add that we do at the end of each year for all of our clients that have taxable assets. It's a lot of work intensive, but we think it's really worth it on years like this year.
Yeah, and I think it helps, a lot with clients. If they see that they're down for the year, they may look at their reports and show that they're down for the year. And, we never like to be down, but sometimes the market kind of, controls what we can do. But, it'd be really hard to receive a tax bill and start paying taxes when you say, well, my account's down for the year. Why am I paying taxes? It's a hard conversation for us to have and one that we prefer not to have if we don't have to.
Right. So if it is at all avoidable, we are going to avoid it. And that's something we do as active managers that passive manager doesn't have that ability to do.
Right.
Well, I hope you found this helpful. This is all part of how we combine planning with investing advice here at Five Plan Partners. We really think that's required to see the whole picture. So if you have further questions or would like to connect us with your CPA to make sure that they're properly accounting for these gains and losses, please don't hesitate to call us or shoot us an email. Thank you so much.